Howdy, folks. This video is from a show I recently did on Cameron Bertuzzi's channel, Capturing Christianity. If you like it, do all the YouTube things to let YouTube know to show the video to others. Be sure to like, comment, and share the video. And I am trying to grow my channel, so be sure and subscribe and hit the bell notification. Don't forget to check out Capturing Christianity and support the work that Cameron is doing there. Hope you enjoy this.
I had comment and then I want to hear what you think, Jimmy. So one thing is that we are talking about in all these topics is basically everything is around death. And I have
Today,
been doing
anyway.
research. Yeah, so I have been doing research in neuroscience basically for more than a decade now. So, and one thing I noticed that the more I study, the we less understand what death even is. For example, when somebody is dying quickly, the person dies, but if we get brain from that person or animal, doesn't matter in this case, basically all hardware that we have there is still mostly intact. And just looking at that, everything, cells and structure, everything should be working as person was alive. We can even, for example, if we take animal model, we can take brain in, we can inject viruses. Viruses can only infect live cells. And we can get almost 90, 95, sometimes 100% of cells get infected. But then at the same time, you have somebody who died, who was dying from some long disease, some disease where they were dying slowly. We get brain, or we got several brains from patients right after they died from autopsies. There was no brain. Basically, there was no brain left. But they were talking a few hours ago with doctors and nurses. So that's one thing that makes everything really. It just gets, all these lines become really blurry. When is really that moment of death? Yeah. So I just wanted to hear what you think. And
Okay. So I think that the phenomenon we describe as death is actually a process that has different stages in the process and that may take different elements at different times. As you mentioned, sometimes the brain seems remarkably intact after death has occurred. And indeed, there's evidence of that. It used to be thought, and I'm sure you're probably aware of this as someone researching this area, it used to be thought that brain damage happens within 5 minutes or 15 minutes of cardiac arrest. And we now have good evidence that that is not normally the case, that we can revive people if they were cooled down. We can revive people 6 hours after death. And it now looks like actually the brain damage that was sometimes caused was not caused by the brain being starved of oxygen for so long. It was frequently caused by the attempts to revive the person in what's known as a reperfusion injury, where if we introduced blood flow in the wrong way, it was the reintroduced blood flow that caused the damage to the brain. So it looks like we have functional brains for much longer than was previously believed. So I think death is a complex process. What the ultimate definition of death would be is some kind of irreversibility of biological process applying to the entire body. And if you have an irreversible cessation of biological processes for the entire body, that is clearly death. On the other hand, there are a lot of things that are technologically conditioned that were once regarded as markers of irreversible cessation, like cessation of heartbeat. Prior to, the mid 20th century, we didn't have the ability to restart people's hearts, but we've got that now. And so the cardiac arrest criterion, it may be a good criterion for clinical death, but it does not automatically mean total irreversible cessation of life. So I think this is an area that has complexity to it that we now appreciate better due to improving medical techniques and research. But I think we're not yet at a point of having a good a good detailed definition of death beyond just irreversible cessation of biological function of the entire organism.
Yeah. How would that then, in your opinion, influence near-death experiences and
Yeah, well,
even?
that's why they're called near death, because of the difficulty of establishing is that what are we going to call death? If someone's heart stops, traditionally that's death. But then if we restart it, well, now they're alive again. So that raises a question of, were they really dead? I mean, they were clinically dead, but were they really dead? It's going to depend on how you define death. And so to avoid getting into that semantic tangle, Raymond Moody coined the term near death because it seemed indisputable if the person wasn't fully dead, they were at least near death.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I need to go back to work, so I just wanted
to. No problem. Thanks for stopping by today. And before we go, just a reminder to do all those great YouTube things. You can help my channel grow by liking, commenting, and sharing the video. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you always get notified when I have a new video. These days, I have multiple videos coming out every week. Thanks so much, and God bless you.